Guys, hello and welcome. It is Charlene Smith here, and I am here to discuss the fixture that took place today, which resulted in an Arsenal nil and Liverpool 2. Liverpool beating Arsenal at the Emirates in the third round of the FA Cup, which means Arsenal are now sadly out of the FA Cup, which I'm absolutely gutted about. Honestly, my first reaction to that is this is highly, highly disappointing. We kicked off that game, yeah, and we started so well. We had an abundance of opportunities, which we should have scored. Had we have scored those goals, we would have killed that game off in the first half. Um, we just weren't able to score a goal, which is so frustrating. It's been an ongoing issue for us. Second half, Liverpool, they came out hungrier than us. Yeah. Then it's a bit unfortunate we concede that own goal, and then Liverpool go on to score again, and we just couldn't score, man. It's actually absolutely heartbreaking. Moments like this, you just don't even know what to say. Completely lost for words. But I think this shows exactly what we need. Even though we've been calling out and we've been saying we need a striker that can score goals, and this is very evident now. It's not even like we had a bad performance. Let's be completely honest. It was not a terrible performance. Like, we started really good, bright. We're creating chances. We're dominant. We know how to play football. The one thing we cannot do is score goals. It's been an ongoing issue. So let's rectify that issue. Tyrone Stevens saying, "Guys, Shah, not what we wanted at all. But anyway, we just can't finish our dinner." Shocking. It is absolutely shocking. And I think what's a bit more concerning is, are we prioritizing getting a striker? Hello, Charlene. Hope you're feeling okay. Big loss for the team. And the thing is, we were so optimistic coming into this fixture. We all thought that, yep, we're going to do it. We're going to get the win today. And you know what is even more heartbreaking? The fact that Liverpool, they were missing some key players. Yeah, so I thought, perfect. This is a good time to play them. This is a good opportunity to capitalize. We was at the Emirates Stadium. They also bring on two of their youngsters, their young players, and we still cannot win. Like, we still cannot score a goal. I mean, like, what do we need to do? Like, this is bizarre. Who was your man of the match? No one. Sad times at this football club. It's shocking what's going on. We've discussed this so many times. And like, now it's almost as if, all right, we're stressing, saying that we need to bring in a striker. I said from that previous summer January transfer window, I said, this is what I said. Although Ivan Toney is on a ban and he's not able to play football, I said, let's bring him in now. Let him serve out his ban with us while he's training, whatever. Come January, he'll be ready to go again. And that is exactly what we should have done. Because now it's going to be less likely to get him in this January transfer window. It's less likely because Brentford are doing so bad. They're going to perhaps want to hold on to him. So if we had got him in July, the previous summer window, then he would have been in. He could have served out his ban. And now when we need him, he would have been ready to get off and start firing. We should have just got this done earlier. Even these are 3 losses in a row. Things are not looking good for Arsenal. And Ashoke, I'm sure you understand, all too well how this pain feels, because you're a Chelsea fan. So you can only understand our pain, as it currently stands. It's just bizarre. We watched the game at 8:30 PST, which means we have a whole day to be depressed. Oh God, yes. That's just ruined your whole day. The good thing is, at least now I could just go to bed and sleep this off. But oh mate, that is your whole day ruined. What country are you based in? And what does PST mean? I don't want the manager sacked, but if the Cronkies are serious about us being a big club, then Arteta and Edu need time to be held accountable for what has happened this season. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't really want to say, Arteta to be sacked because we've lost 3 games. I did mention earlier that we do need to look at, everything that he's done so far at the club. And, we still have got the remainder of the season that we need to focus on. But we do need to make some changes, and we need to rectify these issues that have been ongoing issues for quite some time. And I think they've probably just been concealed a bit because we've had other players who have been able to score goals. He was able to score goals from midfield and everything. So it does sort of cover over, the ongoing issue of the striking force. And now look, Gabriel Jesus has a reoccurring injury as well. So that's even more call for concern. We really need to prioritize what we're doing in our transfer windows. In terms of the lineup, I feel like we did put out a good, strong lineup that really should have got the job done. Even from the way we play football, we could have got the job done. Reece Nelson had chances. Kai Havertz had chances. Bukayo Saka had chances. So it's not like we can say, all right, we put out a crap lineup. No, because we created chances. We played good football. But there is one thing that I will say. The substitutions, they did come on a bit late. Eddie came on really late. Emil Smith-Rowe. Like, there was only a few minutes left of the game. Like, how are you expecting them to score some goals then? We should have made substitutions earlier. That's my argument for today. Also, I just feel like our gameplay is just so predictable now. We just know, like, other clubs know what Arsenal are going to do, and that's why it's so easy for them to capitalize, because they've studied us, they've done their research, they've done their homework, and we continue to do the same things. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, and that is what we're doing at the moment. We're playing the same style of football, which, don't get me wrong, it's good, but sometimes we just need to do things a little bit different. We did see that we were trying to take some shots outside the box. We even saw Ben White taking a shot, Bukayo Saka trying to take a shot outside the box. We just need to be doing something that isn't so predictable, and we need to learn how to score. If Arsenal don't sign a striker, then I don't see Arsenal lift a trophy, and that's exactly how I'm feeling, because that is our issue. Our issue is we cannot score goals. FA Cup was meant to be our cup, and that's why it's even more heartbreaking, because we are the owners of that cup, and I really, really did want to progress on. Hopefully we push for Tony or Solanke. I think, if I'm honest, looking at the way things are, we're probably more likely to get Solanke over Ivan Toney during this transfer window. That is what I'm thinking at this moment in time, which actually wouldn't be a bad signing. So I would take Solanke in. Like we discussed earlier, he is tall, he's scoring goals, he's a product from the Chelsea Academy. So we can actually push for him and, yeah, let him do something. And he's played in the Premier League as well when Bournemouth were in the Premier League. So let's try and push to get someone in. Yar should have finished us off in the first half. Exactly, that is what I said. First half, you guys should have been finished, done. We had countless opportunities. Like, we could have finished you, 4, 5, 6, 7-0 even in that first half with the performance that we put out there. And that's another thing as well. We start the game so bright and it gets us excited. Like, yeah, boy, we're going to get a good result today. That's how we always start the games, because it's the same feelings that I keep feeling. Then by the end of the game, you're like, wow, how did we play such good football? How did we have so many opportunities? And how did we not score? And it's just the same thing over. We ain't winning a thing. A shame. Love your positivity. We dress like Spurs. We play like Spurs, mate. Fair point. I mean, good. The cause for today, the reason why the Arsenal players were wearing the white kit is, to raise awareness for, knife crime, which is taking place in the streets of London. So it was for a very good cause. And, I think it's great that the players done that to sort of show their support. And they've worn these shirts on a few occasions. So, big respect to them for doing that. So, yeah, I don't really want to judge too much on that, because the reason being for wearing the white kit was actually for a very good cause. We need to perform the way we performed against Lens and PSV and finish the chances. Exactly. And in my fan cam interview that I done for AFTV, that is what I said. you look back and you think, wow, in that Lons game, we scored 6 goals. The PSV game, we managed to score 4 goals. Like, we were banging goals. How have we gone from that to now having countless chances and not finish them? So many shots as well. And we what was it like? I think the stats are like 61 shots and 1 goal. That is obscene. That is absolutely crazy. And it's just highlighting what the problem is. If we do not get that rectified in this transfer window, then I really don't know how this season's going to pan out. Without a clinical striker, Arsenal is going nowhere this season. And it's very evident that everyone is feeling exactly the same. My prediction was 3-2 Arsenal. Listen, mine was 2-1 Arsenal. Arteta left the sub so late. What do you think, Charlene? Yeah, that's exactly what I said as well. You know, Liverpool made their changes in good time. And look, they managed to get a win. We don't. And what happens? We get beat in our own backyard. This is exactly how I'm feeling right now. Arsenal, please, let's win the next match. Listen, we've got a 2-week break now. We've got time to reset, recuperate, rest, train, get mentally strong, like do whatever it is that we need to do. And then we need to come back because we're going to be playing at home to Crystal Palace. Like, we need to come back and just be scoring goals. Yeah. I don't even care if we concede. We just need to score goals and win games. You know, that's where I'm getting to now. Would you have preferred Eddie starting as striker than Havertz? Do you know what? I did actually predict for Eddie to start because that's what I thought Arteta was going to do. But when I saw Kai Havertz start, I wasn't highly like disappointed. I was happy with the starting 11. I thought, okay, like Kai's nice and tall. He's been scoring goals. You can see that his confidence is, you know, on an increase. So I was happy with Kai Havertz starting. And it's just such a shame. He had so many chances that, you know, he should have put away. So yeah, I wasn't upset with Kai Havertz starting, and I saw what Arteta was trying to do. You know, he made changes. He saw that what we had done in the previous fixtures didn't work for us, and he made changes. And for me personally, I give him credit for that. You know, he's trying something different, trying to make something happen, trying to show us that, look, I am going out there to win this game. So, you know, I guess if he didn't make them changes and he kept doing something that we know perhaps isn't working, then we would get onto him for that. Every time I predict Arsenal to win, they lose. What's going on? Well, my advice is, Oshake, just don't predict for Arsenal to win no more. Maybe you're our bad luck charm. Who knows? No, I'm joking, but yeah, maybe don't predict anymore. Let's see what happens. We need to go all out against Palace. Now is a must win. Listen, today was a must win game, and we didn't manage to do it. We've got what, 2 weeks until our next fixture, I believe. Yeah, 2 weeks until our next fixture against Crystal Palace. Can we get some business done by then, so we could go into that game buzzing, knowing, yep, we got some new signings in, and we want to make things happen this season. Like, we want to feel reassured as fans that something is going to happen this season, because right now it's not feeling like too much is going on. And why the panic subs after an own goal? Mikel is so poor at reading the game. What minute was the? Yeah, that's when we made the sub. It was soon after the own goal from Kivio. I think we just need to read the game better, you know, like you are saying, Rogers, and make the subs in good time so they have enough time to be effective in the game. That is what we need to do. Hello to you, nice voice guy. I wonder what the players' motives are and the coach as well. Well, it did look, let's be real. I mean, when we came out, we did look like we wanted to win the game. We started the game really bright. We showed we dominated. We was all over Liverpool. We was all in their half. Do you know what I mean? And we did create chances. It's just that we just couldn't find the back of the net. So the motive was actually to win the game, but we just couldn't keep up that intensity throughout the whole 90 minutes, it seemed. And we don't know how to score goals. So the motive now should be to change up whatever we're doing in training, and bring in someone who is going to guarantee us some goals. Okay, so you're based in Los Angeles, California, and PST means Pacific Standard Time. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I've learned something new today. I seem to be learning something new quite often. So yeah, thank you for that. Pacific Standard Time, PST. I need to remember that. I don't think any club was allowed to sign Tony whilst he was banned. Oh, is that the case? Okay, all right, fair point then. Fair enough. If he wasn't allowed to, I guess that does sort of make sense. He's on a ban, then why is he going to have business done? But mate, it would have been good if he was able to. Nelson was good. He was playing for the badge. Yeah, you can see Nelson was good. He was trying to make things happen. Yeah, I just wish he was able to score. You know, that was it from the second minute when he had that opportunity, and it's like, mate, that would have been a perfect start for him to start the game against Liverpool 2 minutes in, and he scores a goal. Mate, that would have been perfect. What did you think of Liverpool? Well, if I'm honest, I feel like Arsenal were definitely the better team, especially in that first half. I feel like in the second half, Liverpool came out and they looked like they were showing a lot more. They was more of an attacking threat. They came out with a big burst of energy, and they seemed pretty cool with their approach. You know, the fact that they're at the Emirates Stadium and they're able to bring on, you know, 2 young players, that sort of showed where their sort of mindset was at. They was obviously feeling quite comfortable and relaxed. The questioning thing is as well, when they brought on those 2 youngsters, it was still 0-0 at the time. So the question was, okay, what do you guys sort of want out of this game? Because it's 0-0 and you're bringing on 2 really young players. But I mean, it managed to work for them because they managed to walk away with the win. So yeah, that was quite an interesting one and quite embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing for us. It pains losing 3 games in a row. We need a striker for sure. It's so painful. It's just like, you know, every time you get a defeat, you're like, all right, next game we need to pick ourselves up. And then when we see the starting 11 and it's like, okay, we're going to make something happen. And then when we kick off the games and we start playing, we look so vibrant, like, okay, yeah, today is going to be our day. We are actually going to get a win. And then we end up losing again. And it's like all this false hope. That is what it feels like, false hope. It's just too much to deal with emotionally. Arsenal don't have experienced player up front. Let's be honest. They're all young and winning Premier League and Champion League. You need experience. That's so true, Amir. We do need someone who is going to score us goals in order. If we want to be winning the Premier League or the Champions League, we need to score goals. Like, it is crucial. It's common sense. I mean, what do we need to do to be heard? Oh my God, Reece Nelson can't finish either. Same disease catching everyone. It seems to. Do you think there's some form of instruction that's being given out to the players that there's certain things that they need to do before they take a shot? Because the way we're not scoring goals is just beyond me. I don't want Arteta to go. Please come down a little bit. Please calm down a little bit. I think Jesper's meant to say. Listen, I didn't say I want Arteta to go. So yeah, I'm not sure if you're perhaps speaking to someone in the comments, but you know, like I said, Arteta has done amazing things at the club, and I'm not the type of fan to sort of be, you know, reactionary on the back end of a few defeats. This is football. You know, there's going to be games that we win. There's going to be some games that we lose. Obviously, it's not nice when you lose games, especially in the manner that we lost today. Today was a very, very embarrassing defeat. But it's all part of the sport. And I'm not really the type of person that's like, all right, you've made a mistake. That's it. You're out. That's not the way I think it should be. Because Arteta's shown that, you know, if you do give a manager time, then things can happen. But I just feel like, okay, now we're at a point where it's like, all right, we need to take it to the next level, because what he's done has been amazing. But now teams are figuring us out. They're figuring out where our weaknesses are, and they're managing to capitalize on that. So now we need to shift things up. We need to change things up so we're not so predictable. We need to rectify the issues that we've got, which is our goal scoring ability. So I just feel like Arteta just needs to change things up. I don't feel like he needs to go. So that is my opinion. As a Liverpool fan, FA Cup is your Champions League and you're out. LOL. Thanks for reminding us. The mentality ain't right. We have literally ended the season in 7 games. All right, I know exactly how it feels, but I guess we're halfway through the season, so there is still time to turn things around. And it's not like we're in an awful state, although it does feel like we are in a very bad place, because emotionally we are in a bad place. In terms of our finishing ability, we are in a bad place in that respect, but we're in the January transfer window now where we can bring new signings in that can make a difference. And we're halfway through the season. So we still have got, the other half of the season to play, and we can shift up the table and we can try to win something. But the reality is we're not going to win if we're not able to score goals. So if we can rectify this problem now, then there's still big chances and big hopes for us to make something happen this year. FA Cup is your Champions League cup, I suppose. Listen, I'll win the Champions League. Maybe we can win the Champions League instead. Who knows? Oh, let's see what this person's saying. Ha ha ha, delusional Arsenal fans. You have winged it for too long. Last season was a fluke, and time for that loser Arteta to go. Arteta out. Mate, what team do you support? Everyone has their own opinions. This is your opinion. The last season was the warm-up, in my opinion. Ramsdale played well. Was good to see him play with a smile. Maybe we should consider bringing him back in. Do you know, I'll be completely honest with you, J1 Johnson. It was so nice. You know that cheeky smile that Aaron Ramsdale gives? It was so nice to see that. And it's enjoyable to see that he's enjoying his football. He made some good saves today as well. You know, them Aaron Ramsdale saves and you're like, I've missed you. So it was lovely to see him. Obviously disappointing that we didn't win, but yeah, it was great to see Aaron Ramsdale. And yeah, I guess you do miss him when he isn't playing. And did you guys see as well, he almost got an assist for Reece, that pass, that long pass that he passed to Reece. And if Reece had finished, mate, that would have been perfect for Ramsdale as well as Reece as well. Miles Greer is saying Reece Nelson played well today. I think Reece had quite a good game, and if he had scored the goals, that would have just been the perfect game for him. Eddie should have started for sure. There you go, J1 Johnson saying Eddie should have started. Maybe he would have converted those chances that we created. The team looks disjointed, as if they don't train together. We did say earlier on the stream that we done together earlier that maybe there's something happening in the changing room. When you sort of look at players like Emile Smith-Rowe as well, who he did manage to come on today in like the last 5-10 minutes. Players that we have got and they're not getting game time. It's like, well, is there something happening in the changing room? The fact that, like I said, in like a few games ago, we was banging goals. Now we can't even score one. Do you think there's a bit of disruption that is taking place? And then now you're saying the team looks disjointed, as if they don't train together. I mean, what is going on? What's the crack, Shazza? Well, mate, the situation is we are not happy right now. NS Sports TV, hi, hello. Thank you all for joining as well, guys. Eddie won't get better if he doesn't start more. Plus, Eddie needs more service to score. That's so true, because if you look at the previous fixture he played in, perhaps if he did get some service, then he would have been able to score some goals. And we do know that when Eddie starts games, then, he has more of an impact and he is more likely to score. I thought we played it well today at the Emirates. We were by far the better team. The only problem is that we can't score goals at the moment. Yep, that is exactly what I said. When you think about it, like Liverpool did get kind of lucky. I think Havertz deserves a pass. He's been amazing for us this season. I mean, he has definitely, grown in confidence. He started scoring goals. You can see his form has improved and started picking up. So yeah, credit to Kai Havertz for, the improvements that he has made so far. Seems like someone casted a spell on our forward players for the past 6 games. Mate, I don't know what madness has happened, but it's like, how do you create so much chances but not score goals? Like, it's just unreal. Like, I am actually just so confused as to how you play so well, dominate games, do everything right, but the one thing you really need to do, you cannot do. I mean, it's just beyond my thought process. Reese deserves more starts, in my opinion. I mean, I agree with you. He does show a lot of quality. We did see that Bukayo Saka, who you guys know I'm a big, big fan of. I absolutely love Bukayo. But you can see he wasn't at his usual self today. So, in my opinion, maybe Bukayo should have been subbed off. Those chances that he had, normally he would put them away. I think he had one outside the box, then he had the other one where it was like Gabriel was going to head it, and then he, got his leg quite high, and I just don't even know where he kicked the ball to. Um, we need to try our best to get Tony this window. If not possible, we have to bring in Solanke and pay up Bournemouth like we did West Ham. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and that's what we said. How much would you guys actually pay for Solanke? How much would you pay for Tony? How much would you pay for Solanke? Let me know. What do you think they're worth? How come Trossard didn't come on? That is true. Trossard didn't come on at all today, did he? Can't even remember. Did he come on late in the game? No, it was Smith Rowe who got subbed on and Martinelli. But yeah, I don't actually know the answer to that because normally Trossard is quite effective. First half, we played amazing. Totally agree. We played well, outstanding. Like the performance was almost to perfection. It's just that we couldn't score a goal. We just couldn't finish second half. It just changed. It completely changed. And that is what we continue to do. It's like we start the game so well, but we're not able to maintain that throughout the whole 90 minutes. And that's what's disappointing. Declan Rice maybe needs a rest. He has been poor since the West Ham game. Not going to be too critical of him as he has been our best player of the season. I don't think he had an awful game today. I think he was pretty decent today. Jorginho looked pretty bright today as well. But yeah, it's just the same story of not being able to score the goals. It's downhill from here. A few measly wins will have you delusional fans believing in the process. You do not have any world-class players. It is showing in your performance. Like I said in your previous comment, what team do you support? I'm actually intrigued to know. And we are building a team, and good things take time. But yeah, we need to start seeing something now. In my IMO, in my opinion, yep, Arsenal played better. It hurts even more as we're the better side who didn't win. And that's how it's been for quite a few games for us. The fact that we are the better side, we are the dominant side. We look like we should be winning the games. We're the one creating the chances. And then the opposition get one opportunity and then they literally score and end up winning games. And that is what is so, so disappointing. Big respect, Shah. You still see Pippa. Her son plays against my nephew's team, and you can hear her from a mile off. Big respect to you as well, Ben Turner. I haven't seen Pippa in a while, actually. We do communicate, via messaging and everything. But her son is doing absolutely amazing. Shout out to him, Raphael, little superstar. I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing from him. So yeah, he just needs to keep up the amazing work. And yeah, you can hear her a mile off. Well, there you go. Mum's love, energy, and support for her son, just can't go unnoticed. Who would you like to sign in this window? Yeah, like I was saying, ideally it would like to be Ivan Toney. I think he will be great for us, and he'll be able to put away these chances that we're creating. So ideally him. If not, then bring in Solanke. Let's bring in a nice tall striker who has played in the Premier League as well. That is beneficial. And who's going to score us goals? Look, even if you bring in someone who hasn't played in the Premier League, but they can score goals, they come in and score goals, bring them in. Just anyone that could score goals. That's what we need. Trossard should have come on earlier. He has been our super sub this season. Agree with you. Wait, sorry. Let me just refresh my head because I can't even lie. I can't even remember if Trossard came on. I think he did. Remember. That's how you know my head is gone. Does anyone else feel like this? Like after a defeat, it's like, oh my god, like I just can't even function. Like head is just gone completely. Oh yeah, Trossard did come on. So Emil Smith Rowe came on, Martinelli, Nketiah, and Trossard. Is there anyone else who gets like this? Oh, Man City and Liverpool are in a different league to Arsenal. You lot looked like a crap. Oh, whatever, man. Gonna entertain this. Do you genuinely think we can win the league? You know, this morning when the day started, I did think we can win the league, but now it's questionable. The fact that we cannot score goals, we are not going to win the league without being able to score goals. So at this moment in time, it's looking like a very, very difficult task for us. So yeah, at this moment in time, yeah, it's not looking likely that we will, if I'm completely honest. Y'all don't need a striker. Y'all don't need only a striker, but also your fullbacks to overlap more consistently from a Liverpool fan's perspective, says Star Dazing. Yeah, which is what Arteta is trying to do with the fullbacks that we have got. I mean, Ben White does it, you know, beautifully. We see our left backs, you know, we saw Kivior today overlapping. But yeah, it's something we just gotta keep pushing on. And I am a bit concerned about our defenders as well, because obviously with the injuries that we've been hit with and, you know, our availability, you know, that's another position that we need to perhaps bring someone in. You know, I don't actually know when Yuri Timber is going to be back. J1 saying we still have time to turn this around, which I agree with. Arteta in his amazing young manager. He's an amazing young manager. Look at what he's changed since he's come in on and off the pitch. And that is what I continue to say as well. You know, we just got to give him a bit of time. Sorry, let me just retract back there. Yes, he has changed a lot of things, but now we need to shift up, you know, take it to a next level now. What he's done has been amazing. We've seen last season how close we can come to actually winning the Premier League. But now that we are at this point, it's like, okay, we need to take it to the next level. So Arteta does need to now up his game and just change things up so that we can progress forward. But everything he's done up until this point has been amazing. In terms of how far we'll reach this season, at this moment, if I'm completely honest, it's very, very difficult to say. I think we need to see what happens in this transfer window, and then I'll be able to give a much more, then I'll be able to answer this question. But at this moment in time, we can't even beat Liverpool in our own backyard playing against a couple of their youngsters. So, you know, and we cannot score goals. So if you go based on how it's been for the past few games where we're not able to score goals, then I don't think we're going to reach that far, if I'm being completely honest. Whereas if we are able to shift things and change things up and we start finding the back of the net, then, you know, things can change, because we are a good team. We have got good players. You know, we do play good football. We have got a great manager as well, but we're just missing that last end product. How far we reach when it comes to the Champions League? Yeah, I mean, that just answers that. Charlene, how would you feel if Arsenal had lost to Spurs at Emirates this season? I think you actually know the answer to that. I'd feel absolutely gutted. What a pass he gave to Reece, mate. That was a big pass. So we're talking about Aaron Ramsdale on that one. That was a big pass. I really just wish had we had scored in the first couple minutes, like this would have been a completely different game. Mate, I don't want to read that. Arteta in trust the process. At least you're getting top four, unlike the other years. No, we don't just want to get top four though. We're trying to win things. Like we need to be winning something. Arsenal, still love you. Come on, let's get a win next game. Please make me happy next time. Today was not our day. We move. It just feels like we're right at the bottom, and I guess when you are at the bottom, the only way is up, and we're just so yeah, we just need to pick things up from here. J1 is saying, can I join the stream? Yes, let me get the link. So I'm going to copy and I am going to put here. Right, so I've just posted it in the comments. So click that link and come and join. Hey, how are you, Charlene? We definitely need a striker and a right, to rest Saka. We haven't replaced Pepe. That is true. Reece Nelson can actually play on the right-hand side as well. So, I mean, we can sort of rectify that problem because we can play Reece over on the right-hand side. We could play Trossard on the left. So a game like today where it's like, okay, Bukayo Saka perhaps isn't, having his best performances, we can shift things up a bit. Just put Reece on that right-hand side, bring in Trossard, and yeah, we can do that. All right, I have got a couple of you who have come to join me. Wow, I am so behind. There is so many comments. Sorry, guys, I can't get through every single one of them. But I've got a Shoke who I am going to add to the stream. Hello, Shoke. How are you?
I'm good, Charlene, but I know you're not good, and obviously I feel your pain.
Yeah, I mean, you probably know how this feels, considering you're a Chelsea fan and you've obviously been a part of this. Did you actually watch that whole game today?
Yep, I did. And honestly, Charlene, I feel like this is the same thing in the West Ham game where you created so many chances, but you cannot put it in the back of the net. And I think Liverpool did the same thing against West Ham, which is they allowed you to dominate, but when it comes to counter-attacks, that's the one thing you cannot do, because if you look at the second goal, there was so much space and none of your defenders, go even close to Luis Diaz. So yeah, this kind of the West Ham game. And if you look at the first goal, the same thing for the West Ham game. You cannot, another set piece that you cannot defend. And unfortunately, it's a bad mistake by on goal from Kivio. But set piece is once again like 3 losses in a row, Charlene. I mean, 1 win in 7. Like that is mad. I mean, you're out of the FA Cup, you're out of the Carabao Cup. I mean, you guys better pick up some form because you still got 2 league trophies to win. And can I ask you a question? If you guys don't win the trophy, like, what's your thoughts about Arteta this season? Because what I asked you before, I am sorry to say that, I should have asked you at the end of the season, but do you guys still think you're gonna win those 2 trophies? Are you still worried that with this form dropping off, it looks like it's gonna be another trophyless season?
Mate, if I'm completely honest and I'm going based on what we have available right now at this moment in time, I don't think this is enough to actually win us the Premier League or the Champions League, if we're not even able to win in a game like today. So, yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, some of your players today, like Saka, not a poor performance, and that is 3 times in a row that he's having a bad performance, and he's not scoring goals, he's not being creative. The same goes for Gabriel Martinelli. Like, what is the problem with with Arsenal? Is it the players or the manager, or is it both? Because last season you guys were really good, and yes, you guys bottled it, but you scored lots of goals. You've been doing well. Like, you beat Liverpool last season in the Premier League at the Emirates, but now this season you've drawn and then you've lost. So what's been the fall off? I mean, is it the injuries, or is it the players like not wanting enough, or is it Mikel Arteta not getting the best out of them?
I think we do need to highlight the fact that we have been hit with injuries to our key players. Yuri and Timber, who came in, as our left back, who showed quality from what we saw in the games that he did play. Well, it was the Community Shield, and then the first Premier League game, he ends up getting injured. Thomas Partey, who, you know, plays a fundamental role for us. We've now got Gabriel Jesus out injured
Yeah.
again. You know, we have been hit with these injuries. We've had Tommy out injured. He's just come back. He's gone now to do international duty. So it is a really tough one with the squad that we have got available. In terms of the manager, I mean, today we made changes. There was some rotation in the team. He saw that, okay, he's reacted to the last two defeats that we've had. However, we still haven't been able to get results. I think the only thing that Mikel Arteta could have done differently in today's game is just made the substitutions earlier.
Yeah, because he did it late. I mean, what's happening with Emil Smith Rowe? I mean, do you think that the manager doesn't trust Emil Smith Rowe? Because I feel like he's already started like 6 games this season, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that is crazy. I mean, Emil Smith Rowe is a really good player for you, but only 6 starts. I mean, and he's not coming off the bench. Like, what's going on with Emil Smith Rowe?
Exactly, and he was doing so well. You know, it was Emil Smith Rowe and Saka. Do you know what I mean? That had been playing so well for us in previous seasons. I don't know if it's perhaps down to him being a bit injury prone. You know, let's not forget he did, you know, recently have an injury as well. So maybe it could be down to injuries or whatever. That's perhaps what I'm thinking it may be.
Yeah, and listen, you've got Crystal Palace next, and remember, I told you in the for the preview that you guys should go out strong because you haven't got a game until the 20th of this month, so it's like a 2-week rest. So the fact that you've lost, I mean, I was like, what is going on? I mean, you guys haven't got a game this weekend, so do you think like the 2 weeks break is good enough for you because you got Crystal Palace next, and if you don't win those games, I mean, there could be serious problems for Arsenal in terms of the title race and, you know, being in the Champions League for next season. So do you think that the break is good enough for you guys?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, if I was the manager right now, I'd be like, right, you guys take a 5-day holiday, go on holiday, go somewhere, relax, unwind, and come back because we got work to do. You know, I don't know if it's just mentally they just need a break or something. They just need a proper rest, come back strong because we need to be winning our games. Even what are we doing in training as well? Like in terms of our finishing ability, like we need to be working on that as well. So yeah, maybe our coaching might need to improve.
Do you think you guys need a new defensive coach? Because every game I see free kicks or corners, you guys don't tend to do well. So is it the system or is it like the defensive coach? Because that thing needs to improve because I'm seeing it time and time again.
Yeah, that's definitely an area to improve on, even on the set pieces that we're taking as well. You know, we need to be turning those into goals, you know, our free kicks, our corners, you know, we need to be getting something from them. So yeah, there's clearly work to be done and we need to sort these problems out. Otherwise, they're just going to keep on going and biting us in the backside because that's what's happening. You know, we're getting some things right, but there's other areas where it's like, come on, we need to be doing better there.
Yeah, maybe next time I won't predict an Arsenal win because every time I do that, they always seem to lose. So the Crystal Palace game, I won't predict an Arsenal win. Maybe if I don't predict and if they do win, then maybe I'll do that from now on.
Yeah, and I'll have to remind you of that as well, Ashake.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining. I've got a few other people that's waiting to come, but it's always a great pleasure speaking to you.
Same to you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Hopefully we get to do this next time.
Sorry?
And hopefully we get to do this more often.
Yes, on brighter terms where Arsenal are winning games and scoring goals.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Ashake. I'm going to bring in the next person.
Thank you.
Hello. Is it Lechi?
Yeah, Wagwan.
Wagwan. How are you? Where are you located?
I'm in a place called Enfield.
Oh, you're in London.
Yeah.
Yes. So how are you? What did you make of today's game?
Same old Arsenal, you know? It's literally same old Arsenal. I think, I don't know. When I look at the game, for me, it kind of, I mean, just so we're clear, I ain't an Arsenal fan. Just putting it out there. I don't really want to say because my team's kind of in the mud right now, you know. So I would bet I support you now. Yeah. How do you know?
Could just tell you, Man U fans.
Oh, well, yeah. It's a bit, but we'll talk about them another time. But I think the game kind of reflects Arsenal under Arteta, where you get to a certain level and then you kind of I don't want to use the word capitulate, but you fail to push on to that next level.
Mm.
Let's use last season as an example. You were in front for what 93% of the season. You had an 8 point lead, I think it was, and we
There
know
was
how it
an
ended.
11-point lead at one point.
Exactly. And today's game, you absolutely dominated them. But look what happened. You lost the game, now you're out of the FA Cup, and this is the the third or fourth year in a row where you guys have failed to get past the fourth round in the FA Cup.
Which is our cup.
So yeah, and long story short, I mean, do you think Arteta is the guy to take you lot to the next level?
Like I was saying earlier in this stream, I do feel like he has made a lot of positive changes so far. So we do need to take that into consideration. And, this is football. There are going to be games that we do lose. I
Yeah,
feel like, if he is capable to, like you said, and like I said earlier, to just shift things up again now, we've got to this level. Okay, what is the next level? Rather than just sort of staying at this same level, because there has been positive changes. But I feel like there needs to be even more change, and we need to rectify the issues that we've got. So if we can do that and make those changes and take things to the next level, then, but he needs to show that he is able to do that, that he has got the
yeah.
capability
I
and the
mean,
capacity to do so.
I hear what you're saying, but right now, you lot failing to win a trophy is a real possibility. And let's just say, for argument's sake, you don't win a trophy, and going to next year, that'll be 5 seasons in a row. And remember, Man United got bantered for going 6 seasons in a row without winning anything. You guys are kind of catching up. So again, do you think Arteta's the guy? Do you think he's the guy to take you to the next level? Because if this was Real Madrid, Florentino Perez is walking into that dressing room and he's saying, "Listen, this is make or break. You failed to deliver, you're out. No excuses." And you guys kind of need to start acting like that club again in order to
Being
push that next level.
with the
Yeah, that's the
decision.
thing. I
We need
mean,
to see what happens in this transfer window also as well. If we don't bring in someone to score goals, then questions will be asked, because that is our problem. So how are we going to fix that?
well, I mean, right now, I mean, a lot of people are saying, "I'll buy Ivan Tony, buy Victor Osimhen, buy this guy, buy that guy, buy every other guy." But you got to be realistic. Your hands are tied at the moment because of the amount of money you spent in the summer. Firstly, I don't know why, for the life of me, you guys signed that Kai Havertz. I mean, I'm not putting the blame on today's defeat on him. What I'm saying is, you guys didn't need him. You guys knew going into the season you needed a centre forward who would get you 25, 30 goals or more. So I feel like, and I had this conversation with a friend of mine, sometimes, in Premier League history, when a team has really pushed on in a title race, a lot of managers have been undone by a signing. You look at Gerard Houllier, it was El Hadji Diouf. Brendan Rodgers, it was Mario Balotelli. And at the moment, history could repeat itself with Arteta, and that could be his undoing.
I mean, there is still time if we make the necessary changes during this transfer window. So I don't just want to start saying, "Oh, Arteta out," he's not the man.
No, I'm not saying that. But in your honest opinion, listen, I love your positivity. Um, you know, you have every reason to be optimistic. I mean, okay, fine, you've just come out of the FA Cup. You are fourth, but by only a couple points, behind Liverpool. I think it's 3 points or whatever it is. But there's still hope. You guys can have a good season, but this January in this transfer window, do you honestly believe, hand on heart, you're going to make the right signing that's going to push you to that next level?
I'm hoping we do. That is what I'm hoping to do.
It's the hope that kills. Maybe you can get Benzema on loan. I mean, you guys, that signing is well overdue.
Oh, mate, I know we've been linked with him so many times.
Maybe, I mean, it can happen. I mean, we saw Ronaldo come and kick ass. At 37 or 38 years old, however he was at the time. Listen, Benzema only won Player of the Year 2 years ago, so it could happen. Maybe you guys could get him and he could make up for lost time.
He's what, 36 years old? Oh, mate. I don't know. I just want someone that's going to score goals without
I hear
sounding
you, but
too desperate. Bring in someone who's going to score us goals. That's what we need.
yeah. And what I will say is one last thing. I think people kind of need to lay off Saka a bit because with Saka, he's a frightening player to come up against, and his speed is his biggest asset. But the problem is in English football, you're coming up against guys that are just gonna kick you. Coaches are gonna say to the fullbacks or whoever, they'll say, kick this guy around. And when you've been kicked so many times, it almost creates like a PTSD. So I think people need to kind of lay off him a little bit. I don't like people really slating him. The guy's 21, 22 years old. Like, no, get off his back.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you with that. And I don't believe in any player being slated at all. When it comes to Bukayo Saka, listen, he's our star boy. He's been absolutely outstanding on a continuous basis. He's playing, for club level. He's playing at international level. He's continuously playing endless amounts of minutes. He gets doubled, tripled up on. He's young. He's bound to get tired with the amount of football that he's playing. He's bound to get tired. And as we're seeing now, he just needs a rest. So I don't believe in any of that slating or any behavior like that. I don't condone any of that. So, yeah, I'm not with that at all. But he's tired and he deserves to be tired. He's worked his ass off. I just think he needs a good rest. And if there's games where we can sort of say to him, right, take a rest, then we need to do so. It's about his health and well-being as well, because he's young. Don't just wear him out.
Yeah, you could have another Michael Owen, and you don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. And as we see, we have got other players that we can sort of play there, like Reece. So,
And Trossard.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I forgot Trossard could play on the right-hand side as well. Although
Well,
I
there you
prefer him
go.
on the left. I prefer him. So that's why I put him on the left, but play Reece on the right. But yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us, Lecce, who is a Man United fan, giving his views on
I have to say that out loud.
Huh?
I have to say I'm a Man United fan out loud.
Just making it loud and clear, let everyone know. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really lovely speaking to you.
Likewise.
I'm going to bring in the next person. All right, J1 Johnson, how are you? You're currently muted. There you go.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Are you going to show us your face?
My camera's not actually working from last time.
Oh, okay. Yep, I do remember. But yeah, what are you saying, J1? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, very disappointed. We were the much better team, in my opinion. Don't know how we didn't win.
Yeah, exactly. I can hear how deflated you sound in your voice as well. I mean, what do you think we needed to do differently in order to get a win today?
Maybe bring the subs on earlier. I don't know why the subs were coming on so late.
That is exactly what I was saying as well. We needed to make them substitutions so much earlier. In terms of our performance, do you feel like that was a good performance? And we just weren't able to score goals, or have you got a different opinion?
No, I think it was a good performance for sure, but very disappointed we can't score any goals. Like, considering early in the season against Lens and PSV, 6-0, 4-0.
Exactly, big score lines. Was you happy with that starting 11 as well?
I personally would have maybe started Nketiah and Smith Rowe.
Okay. Over Havertz and Reece, I'm assuming?
Yeah, but to be fair, Reece was probably my man of the match, even though he couldn't score.
Yes, I know. And look at the great opportunities that he had as well. I mean, how good would it have been, if Reece did actually get a goal or two in today's game?
I think if he scored, we could have probably gone and won the game.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if he scored, with that early opportunity that he had, a couple minutes into the game as well. It could have been a completely different game. So what is your perspective? Where do we go from here?
We need to prioritize this January window and buy players around all the positions.
All the positions. So you're saying what? Defense, midfield, and attack.
Yeah, but that's probably not realistic. But striker for sure.
Okay, so if you had to prioritize and say, all right, we could bring in 2 players, what would those 2 key positions be for you?
Ooh, definitely striker.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe one of our fullbacks.
Yeah.
Fullbacks have been quite poor, so.
Yeah, and we've been faced with some injuries as well.
Yeah. I mean, we have Timber as well, so he should come back in and.
I know. I just can't wait to get Timber back. Honestly, I really cannot wait until he's just back with us and just shows us, what he's really about. Because we did get a little glimpse into what he was showing, and I really loved what I saw from him. So, yes, I cannot wait for his return. Oh, all right. Well, thank you so much, J1, for joining us and your contribution to the show as well. It's always great. So thank you so much for joining and giving your thoughts.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to drop you out and add in the next person. Hello, Wilson. How are you?
Hello, Charlene. I'm good. First of all, Happy New Year, by the way. Happy New Year. Well, it's just a pity that Arsenal have let us down again. I'm absolutely fuming, Charlene, because this is not just one game, not 2 games, 3 games in a row. We had so many chances which were not taken. Arteta is going to be criticised now because some of his game management recently has been shocking as well. Like Saka is shattered. Martinelli's been poor in recent games. Most of the players are in poor from like Saka's been playing every single game and he's shattered. He can't be playing every game. It's not possible. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Exactly. Well, Happy New Year to you also. Obviously not the way that we wanted to start, 2024, getting kicked out of the FA Cup in this manner. And I completely understand what you're saying and 100% agree with you. We did see that, Arteta did make the change of starting Reece Nelson over Martinelli. But why do you think he didn't do the same for Saka when it was very evident in his past few performances himself?
I think that there's a few reasons for that. Because first of all, we lack a clinical striker, first of all, who cannot even put the ball in the absolute net. First of all, in terms of Saka, I feel sorry for Saka because he looks shattered right now. He's played every single game. And this is why in this transfer window, we need to get a winger who can help Saka out, just to ease the burden off him. It shouldn't be him playing every single game. No one does that. It's just like, I mean, overall today, if I have to be honest with you, like in terms of today's game, I don't think Arsenal were that bad. Like Nelson wasn't that bad. Ramsdale wasn't that bad. It's just like, our attacking players, for crying out loud, they're not taking their chances. Like, come on, but look what Liverpool have got. Their attacking options are better than us right now. Look at City right now. They've got Haaland and De Bruyne to come back. It's a strength in depth. We need to fix up, Charlene. I'm sick and tired of other football fans laughing at me every single week. We need to fix up, Charlene, in this January transfer window. We definitely need another striker. We need another winger, possibly another midfielder, and another fullback as well. Because in the last 3 games, we've been poor, Charlene. Poor. Written over. Every pundit is saying we need a striker. Every football fan up and down the country needs a striker. We need to address that, Charlene, and we'll be done.
No, I totally agree with you. And we do need to take into consideration, what we are actually allowed to spend during this transfer window. So I think, trying to get in so many players, unless we've got players going out, is going to be quite difficult. But I totally agree. We definitely need to prioritize getting in someone who is going to score us goals. That is our problem. And Wilson, I completely feel your frustration, like literally watching the games and playing such good football, but not scoring a goal. It's like, oh my.
We're not finished off our dinner, Charlene. We're not finished off our dinner. Come on, like even like I'm really sorry for ranting you, but even my brother can finish off some of his chances. I mean, it's embarrassing, Charlene.
Bring your brother
I know it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. We need to fix up, or otherwise, Charlene. Because right now we're in fourth right now, and what's even more annoying, Spurs are 1 point behind us. What on earth is going on? Serious questions need to be asked about attacking players, really, and the manager as well. What on earth is he doing to get the best out of them? Martinelli is nowhere near on his level last season. Saka is nowhere near it. Jesus is nowhere near it. Odegaard is nowhere near it. I'm not too concerned about us defensively. It's at the other end of a picture I'm worried about. Yeah. If you can't put our chances away, how on earth do you expect us to win any more games? Come on now.
And we did go through a period of time where we had different people scoring goals. We're getting goals from our midfield and everything. And now it's like, God, it's just almost impossible to score.
And we have to work so hard to score a goal, Charlene. That's what it feels like to me. But in recent, oh my God, the comment just says it all. I mean, the comment just says it all, Charlene. One goal in our last 3 games. What does that tell you?
Need a pure scorer, and that's the bottom line. I mean, it's very evident.
I can guarantee you, Charlene, right? I can guarantee you, Charlene, that even if I can guarantee that every single caller will be saying the same thing. Same thing. Exactly. And I tell you, I've watched several AFTV videos. Lee Judges is fuming. Dan Potts is fuming. Robbie is worried. I mean, Arsenal, man, like they ruined our Christmas and New Year's. You let us down. They let us down. It's embarrassing. Fix up.
We're into 2024 and the heartbreak is continuing. We did actually see as well, Ian Wright put out a tweet or a message during the game, about us needing, a striker as well. So
that's coming from a legend, Charlene. He shouldn't have to come down to this. I mean, what on earth I'm sorry for ranting you, but what on earth are our recruitment team doing right now? That's a $1 million question. Arsenal need to fix up.
Well, is claiming that the fans were chanting to sign a striker. I mean, I wasn't there, so I didn't actually hear. I wasn't.
Well, to be honest with you, I watched parts of the game, but if that's true, that's damning. Yeah. That's damning. I mean, it really says it all, Charlie. We need to fix up, and Arteta needs to stop being so stubborn on certain players. Saka and Martinelli and a few other players. Like, come on, his in-game management needs to improve as well.
Massively.
And transfers-wise, it has to be fixed, or otherwise our season will be done. Simple as that.
And losing to Fulham should
oh my God.
In my opinion.
That's embarrassing.
It's absolutely crazy. Look, I really do hope that we can make something happen in this transfer window and just
just
get back to our good goal scoring ways. That is
so do I, Charlene. Because I'm not giving up on this season yet. If we do not sign anybody, our season will be done. It'll be over. The title race will be over.
Exactly. So let's keep it going and just make something happen. And let's get this business done early as well.
Exactly. We can't afford to be leaving to the last minute, Charlene. When you do that, you're not going to get the people that you want. It's as simple as that. Get it done early. Oh, Arsenal, 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 Arsenal. Jesus Christ. I tell you, they need to fix up big time.
Exactly. Well, let's just hope that we are now moving forward and progressing and we get onto an upward spiral. But yeah, bring that signing in and let's make things happen. That's all we're
So
asking
do I.
for.
And I tell you what, Charlene, Arsenal better. Oh, no, no, no. Only Arsenal can manage to get out of 2 cups in January. What on earth does that tell you? That speaks volumes again. That
Exactly.
speaks volumes.
It is crazy.
What can I say?
Absolutely crazy. We need to have some form of change.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the change. I mean, what Arteta needs to do, his in-game management, that's got to improve as well. Like on certain players like Saka and Martinelli in particular as well. Now, those two are in poor form. What have we got to complement those two guys? All right, Trossard can play in certain positions, but we need more depth in those positions and a striker. What is Eddie going to do? Because in my opinion, there is no way we're winning the league with just Jesus and Eddie. In my view, we need more than that.
And he seems to be getting injured quite frequently as well. So that's a major cause.
Every time. We could be relying on Eddie again. No. We need to get a striker because if we don't, the title race will be over, and I feel like our season will be done as well. I'm even going as far as that.
Yeah, we're in no other cup competition now. It's literally just Premier League and Champions League. You know, we're out of everything else. So
it's going to be tricky, and we need to fill in certain positions. In my view, as a striker, a winger, another midfielder. I'd say another fullback who can cover right back and left back, or 2 fullbacks, or maybe another centre back to cover for Saliba. What if he goes down? Who have we got to cover him? Come on now.
That was our downfall last season when Saliba went out injured. You know, we started to decline.
And I'm not just saying about getting players, and it has to be quality. It has to be quality.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
I totally agree with you, Wilson. Oh, mate. Well, thank you so much for joining the stream. I really appreciate you sharing your thoughts.
Anytime. I had to get it off my chest because it's been building me up inside since that game. It's very frustrating, not only for me, but for every single Arsenal fan. Like, fix up Arsenal, for goodness sake.
And this is the place to just come and let it all out. So thank you for sharing it with us.
Anytime. Have a great New Year, Charlene.
Oh, well, I'll try to. I'm sure you feel the same.
All right, Charlene.
Bye for now.
Take care. Bye.
Oh, mate, it's so lovely to hear from you and get your thoughts, guys. Big up to our Jamaican family showing lots of love here. Teams have started to figure us out. Saka and Martinelli get doubled instantly. Arteta needs to do something ASAP. It's a tactical issue, this goal scoring problem. And that's what I was saying. Like, we have been sussed out. Like, everyone knows what we're going to do. They know how to capitalize when they come and play us. You know, it is good football that we're playing, but they know what Arsenal's about. They know our style of play. So we need to switch that up and change things up. Desmond is saying should have taken Saka off when he take Reece Nelson off. Yeah, and that's what I was saying, you know, during the watch along as well. I said, you know, should it have been Saka who even came off before Reece Nelson? Because in my opinion, I felt like Saka looked more tired than Reece. But yeah, that is the decision that Arteta decided to make. All right, listen, guys, I am now gonna end the show. It's been a great pleasure speaking to you all. Thank you so much for your contribution in the comments. Thank you for just joining the show. Thank you to all of you who came live and gave your opinion and your thoughts and reactions to today's game. Honestly, all of your input is greatly appreciated. Sadly, we didn't manage to get the result that we wanted at the Emirates Stadium today, and Arsenal have been kicked out of the FA Cup in the third round in a 2-0 defeat against Liverpool. Definitely not the result that we had anticipated, and it's another heartbreak. 3 defeats in a row for Arsenal. We really need to turn this around. We need to learn how to score goals. That is what we need to learn to do. But anyway, I'm so grateful to have all of you guys here with me tonight. Thank you so much for joining the show. I will be back. We have got a break now. Our next fixture will be on the 20th of January, I believe, where we are at home to Crystal Palace. But I will get in some live videos before then, so I can talk to you guys, interact with you guys. You know, we can, you know, hopefully have some progress in the transfer window and, you know, have some conversations about that. So I will check in with you guys. I will be putting it on my Instagram when I am coming live on here. So do follow me on Instagram at Charlene_Smith_presenter. Do also subscribe to this YouTube channel, because as you can see, the content is coming in. If you've enjoyed today's video, do give it a like, and I will be back to speak to you guys soon. Thank you so much for supporting. You guys know I appreciate it. So I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Listen, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you are located. Thank you so much for the love and support. And I'll be back to speak to you guys very soon. I'm Charlene Smith, and I'm signing out. Bye for now.